Okay, we'll see the solution of problem number 2.6 part A. This is the question what they give. R1, R2 is in series between VDD and VX. One PMOS is given and when you need to find the IX and GM with respect to VX. You need to fill this two graph basically. Okay. So now first of all, we'll see here VDS is VDD minus VX. As you can see here, VDD minus VX is VDS. Okay. VGS is VDD minus VX into R1 upon R1 plus R2. Voltage divider rule basically. Okay. So now with help of this equation, we will find what is the lowest ratio we can go for R1 and R2 such that at least M1, at least some VGS will be there greater than VTH such that some I can flow from the source to drain of PMOS. So from table number 2.1 you can see that VTH is 0.8 for PMOS. So we are putting the lowest value of VGS such that some current will flow. 0.8 by 3. I am assuming VDD is 0 here to have extreme case. So 0.8 by 3 is equal to R1 upon R1 plus R2. If you will simplify it, R1 upon R2 will be 0.8 by 2.2. So if this ratio is lower than this drop of R1, that is same as this VGS, will not enough to get any current. So if it is lower than that, I will always be 0 because M1, that is PMOS, will not be on at any time, at any value of Vx basically. Okay, now we are assuming that the ratio is higher than this. In other words, I can say R1 have some somewhat larger value such that it can get a drop larger than VTH. In other words, we can say like that. Okay, now if VGS is less than VTH, I is 0, we know that. For which value of that VGS we will not get I, that is 0.8, and VGS, I mean that value we need to put in this equation. Same, VGS is equal to, sorry, this is one, this is same only. VGS is 3 minus Vx. 3 I put VD, the value of VD, that is 3, R1 upon R1 plus R2. If you will simplify, Vx is 3 minus 0.8 R1 plus R2 upon R1 plus R2 upon R1. Any value higher than this will have lower potential here, C. So as I described in the previous video of problem number 2.5 part D, you need to use common sense when you are dealing with the PMOS. In other traditional way, you can consider the sign specifically. Here, if you will just use your intuitive method, that is also fine. So here VDS is this potential minus this potential, that means VD minus Vx, you already seen. Okay, so if this Vx is higher than this value basically, sorry, if Vx is higher than this value, what will happen? This drop will be lower down because the distance between the potential difference between VD and Vx will be lower as Vx is higher. See, if this Vx is go up, this difference will come lesser. Okay, so higher than this, the current is 0. So let me put some Vx point here, and that is 3 minus 0.8. The ratio R double dash is, let me write here, R double dash is R1 plus R2 by R1. Okay, so from here to here the value is 0 up to 3 volt. So now we need to search for this lower than this value. So for that, what is VDS? Is VDD minus Vx. And what is VGS? That is VDD minus Vx R1 upon R1 plus R2 minus 0.8. 0.8 is VTH. So basically I am finding VDS, VGS minus VTH. What is the sign here? It can be greater than, it can be less than, it can be equal to. What is that? I'm just finding it. Okay, so if you will see here, this is R1 upon R1 plus R2. So this ratio will always be less than 1, because this is like in the denominator, this is plus R2, right? So this whole value will be lower than this value, and something is subtracting from that particular value. So this will always be, this part will always be greater than this. So what came? This is this MOSFET. Other than this region here, it will be in saturation. Okay, so I is mu p so x W by L VGS minus VTH square, and GM is mu p COX W by L VGS minus VTH, and VGS minus VTH is VDD minus Vx R1 R upon R1 plus R2 minus 0.8. Okay, so same way for GM, that is 3 minus 0.8 R double dash. As this GM is a straight curve, straight line, not curve, this will looks like this, and I will be looks like this. You can find this value, okay, if you have some value of R1 and R2. Okay, so this will be the solution of 2.6 part A. Fine, we'll see 2.6 part B later.